I stopped you right in your tracks.
Right in my tracks.
I hate
Not going to burn all this good podcast off.
Let's just get it going.
good podcast. We should have started a while ago.
That's what
We
I'm
really
saying.
should have.
I feel threatened.
Like it's late. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this weekend. Sometimes it's just a regular old beer. Sometimes it's a shitty beer from Cincinnati.
Sometimes.
We don't know.
We'll never know.
The good news is, tearing down the wall immediately, we're doing 2 episodes tonight.
What?
We're going to do it.
I thought you were going to say the good news is Ray's back.
The good news
Well.
is Ray is back.
I am back.
Ray
And
from
we're doing a
Squeeze
double.
11.
By popular demand.
Troy texted me and he said, "It's okay to do a double." I was like, fuck. Who are you talking about? Who are you talking to? I just need more limes.
That's right.
Yeah.
I actually have a liquor I wanted to get for you. It's a. Have you ever had the Angel's Envy that's aged in rum barrels?
Yes.
It's fantastic.
It is
isn't
fantastic.
That's one of the drinks I had before we went on the air tonight.
Nice.
Poured myself a glass of that because I didn't know if I wanted rum or bourbon.
So why not just do both?
Split
Little
the
of
difference.
both.
Sagamore, the guys that do Under Armour, have a great distillery up in Baltimore, and they have a rum barrel finished bourbon as well, and it is freaking amazing. They have a tequila one too that's good too.
I've actually started to using the Sagamore Rye when I can find it as my old-fashioned go-to.
It's good.
I find it makes an excellent
I think that's a high rye. I think it's got a really high percentage of rye, so it makes it kind of a nice spice on the back end.
Yeah, that's all I know. I didn't know that was a high rye.
You didn't know that?
I mean, it makes perfect sense. It's
You
in
said
the
that
name.
out loud into a microphone.
I get it.
That's embarrassing. If I were you, I would be embarrassed. See, I knew that. Like,
I'm not embarrassed.
no, I know I already knew that. I definitely did not know that, so don't ask me. I knew that.
Dots protest too much. Now, at first, I was like, yeah, I guess I'm the sucker. And the more you talked, I was like, oh, we're on the same page.
You know, that's a high rye, so, you know, blah, 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 blah.
But literally, the definition is in the name. Be like, what's the difference? High and rye.
Yeah.
More. Yeah.
That checks out.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a zesty rye.
Zesty.
You know, I miss Stu. We're like crossing paths.
Oh, he hadn't been here.
I thought he was here a couple weeks ago.
He was for a minute.
He came in for 1 or 2 shows, but he's missed the past 2 or 3 shows.
I feel like I've seen Stu more not on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like just random things.
Right.
You go to the brewery, see Stu out and about. Like Stu's become one of my non-podcast friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's really shifted back to
Shifting back to the original
his old,
OG.
his old lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Well,
does.
I think he's on vacation again.
What?
I know, it's hard to believe.
I'm not buying that bullshit. You're just gonna say
Oh, yeah,
shit
because
like
y'all
that.
were in Atlanta together last week. I don't know if he's still there.
Yes, we were in Atlanta together, but we did not see each
In
other.
his defense, he might not even know we're podcasting tonight.
No, I treated my Atlanta trip like a podcast episode.
In and out.
No Stu.
What were you doing in Atlanta for work?
Yeah, I was down there for work, checking out new hotels and burgers, but also work.
Are you a Hilton guy, Marriott guy?
Both.
Oh, he's both.
I split the difference. It depends on the day. I used to be exclusive to one, but now I like to play the field a little.
I gotcha.
You
Do you
know?
have the elite status on
why
both of
would
them?
you want to be tied down to one thing for your entire life? That sounds like
It's
torture.
Ludicrous.
Yeah.
Why would anybody do that? One day you're going to wake up and
You know,
say,
there's other options, right?
that was
Like
it.
sometimes, like you'll see a new hotel and you're like, "Hey, check that hotel out. Maybe I'd like to go check that hotel out and see what's going on over there."
What I like to do is sleep around with a Hilton, get some bed bugs, and
Yeah.
Then
go
move on.
sleep around in a Marriott.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The old Marriott Strange.
And then Marriott's like, oh, what'd you give me?
Where have you been? I haven't seen you in a month.
Yeah, well now you've got an STD.
Don't you question me.
Another Hotel Brands crabs. That's what's up. Yeah, why? Are you exclusive to one?
Exclusive to one.
And?
I'm a
It is?
Hilton guy.
Hilton guy?
Like, is that so? Like, we're members of multiple different conglomerates. We do the points for whatever. So, like, for those that, because we don't travel a lot, but when we do, it's nice to get the little bit of rewards. But so, like, are you exclusive to Marriott? Did you say Marriott?
No, Hilton.
Hilton. Are
Yeah.
you exclusive to Hilton because you always stay there, or is that your favorite one and therefore you always stay there?
Generally, it's because I can.
Or like now, are you so deep in the
I'm
points?
so deep
you're
into
like,
the points,
I
and
can't
so
go anywhere else.
you know, they greet me by name. They have stuff waiting for me in my room. You know, things like that. So, and I always get an upgrade wherever I go. It's hard when you have 300, 400, 500,000 points somewhere to not kind of continue to grow on
I
it,
know,
and
know.
then you start somewhere else down at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
like-
and there's more.
You're vested in that company
Correct.
at this point.
In Western Virginia, where I do a lot of my traveling, there are better Hilton brands that I like out there, like the Virginian in Lynchburg. Beautiful hotel, great. It's a Hilton property. They upgrade me all the time. The Hotel Roanoke Hilton property. It's
Well,
great.
now you got to do research, because it used to be if you were a Marriott member, you only stayed at a Marriott. Now they have like
They have
100
every- yeah,
other
they have
brands that
everything.
fall under it. So you're like,
Yeah.
wait, what? And
The
then like,
reality is the Marriott perks are actually better.
They
They're-
are.
They're just a lot more difficult to attain. Whereas Hilton, it's really not that hard to get to the status where they're like, hey, here's your water. You know, hey, by the way, there was an upgrade available, so we put you in the next room. Like, Marriott does all that, but it's harder to get to. But their perks are
Marriott's
just
like
a little
the
better.
most hot, popular chick.
Absolutely, it's harder. It's harder to get in Marriott's
Yeah.
pants, but once you're there,
Yeah.
it's worth all the time you put
Yeah.
in. But Hilton, like all the Hiltons, relatively easy to get in their pants.
See, to me, who doesn't travel a lot and didn't travel a lot as a kid, so like, and my job doesn't put me up in nice places, but like to me, a Marriott and a Hilton are both very nice
Sure.
hotels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you're splitting hairs here.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like,
But they're like the largest.
it's not a Howard Johnson. So.
Well, I will say that where I get my benefits are like the Conrads or you know, the Waldorf Astorias. Those are where I get my bigger benefits. The Marriotts obviously have some good stuff too across the board, but when I go to higher end hotels, I'm going to get, you know, that's when I get a bottle of champagne waiting for me
Nice.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you get boatloads of points just for being there.
just for being there.
Which is
You know,
awesome.
like the Cavalier is a Marriott property, and the owner of the Marriott has that. The owner of the Cavalier has a Marriott property across the street from it, but they also now have a new Hilton property,
Yeah.
the Embassy Suites,
Right
and that
next
one's just
door,
right
and it
next
looks
door.
nice.
And if you stay there, you get to use all the properties.
Yeah.
So that's really nice too.
It's really odd.
The catch
Yeah.
is you're in Virginia Beach.
That is correct. Right now, I can get
But that part of Virginia Beach, if you're going to be
It's super
somewhere,
nice.
is the nice
that one's
part.
the nice where to be.
Because that's where the strip ends.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can't get a room for under $350 or $400 in the summer there. But in the wintertime, you can get it for $150.
Oh, yeah.
My wife and I, it's funny you bring that up. We were just looking at that new hotel down there, and we were going to go down there for Labor Day. So we went to
Mm-hmm.
a 3-day weekend, and it was like $2,400 for the basic ass room. I was
The
like,
fact that
oh.
you even took the time to look that up makes me want to reach across the bar and smack you in the mouth.
Well, she said, "Hey, I heard it's open. We should." So I entertained it, and then we thought,
It's
Maybe
Labor
not.
Day at a beach. Like,
"Oh, I get the problem, but I like the finer things in life." Unfortunately, I can't even do that.
so, so it's not the finer things. Like,
Yeah, it's the thing everyone's doing.
yeah,
why it's
because
the
like
most-
like Ray was just saying, you could stay there a week later
A week later.
for half the price.
Yeah.
Which
But-
we do.
But the
often
way
do.
Brennan thinks is, yeah,
Yeah.
but that weekend that's double the price sounds better.
Yeah. And it's double the fun, but it's not.
Well, it is better. It's more crowded.
Yeah.
Everything costs more.
Yeah.
Everyone's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm coming around. You
Yeah.
make a lot of sense.
And the next week, the temperatures drop dramatically.
Oh, yeah. It's like they turned
Right.
the sun off.
That's how nature works.
Yeah.
It follows a calendar.
Yeah. It's September. The leaves have changed.
Oh, it's over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's summer's definitely
Yeah.
over
You
September,
got your
the first week in September.
Got your sweaters on.
As Taylor Swift said, like snow on the beach.
I take your word for
It's
it.
weird, but fucking beautiful. No? Nothing? No Swifties in the
No
room?
Swifties here.
Oh, well,
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I love
Take my
Taylor
word
Swift.
for it.
I,
We
just
will.
don't, I don't know
We
that
will.
lyric.
take my word for it.
I do like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, we can't do 2 weeks in a row talking
No.
about Taylor. That would be a little much.
No.
That'd be
I'm not going to do one.
borderline zesty.
You don't like Taylor?
Borderline zesty.
That's two.
That is
By the
two.
time I use it for the third time, it's part of my vocabulary.
Oh,
I'm working
man.
up.
You don't like Taylor Swift?
I'm not a Swiftie. I
Okay.
mean, she's sounds like she's just whining all the time about something. I already got enough of that.
Yeah.
That's on you. You chose that life.
I did.
All those kids.
All right, hold on. Back to the Hiltons, and this is relatively Taylor Swift because I find them to be strangely kind of similar looking. Do you
A
guys?
Hilton and a Taylor Swift.
Do you guys find?
I've heard it all the time.
Do you guys
I've heard it a
find
million times.
Paris Hilton sexy?
Paris Hilton
Paris
used to be sexy.
Do you find her sexy now as a 40-some-year-old woman?
I don't remember last time I saw her.
So she's doing a commercial right now for like a new Taco Bell thing.
Does she come out
Let me
and
tell
say
you, when
that's
she
hot?
did that Carlos
No, yeah,
Jr.'s,
this literally-
when she did that Carlos Jr.'s burger
Carl's
ad,
Jr., yeah.
oh
I
man,
love
that
he-
was hot.
I love I go to Carlos Jr.'s.
Carlos, sorry.
Yeah.
That's where I go. I'm home of the McDowell. Yeah. I go to McDowell Burger.
Do we even have a Carl's Jr. here?
I think that's everything west of
Nah,
Mississippi.
it's west. I think for a minute there, Hardee's and Carl's Jr. were like the same thing.
They were the
They
same.
are.
They
own
the same?
Yeah, they have the same logo and everything. I think it's the same owner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
One's
that
at
ad.
East Coast.
But I
and one's
saw
at
I
West
saw
Coast.
her on a commercial. I saw Paris Hilton on a commercial the other day, and I was like taken aback yet enough that I said something to my wife, and I was like, I still find her attractive, and she was like, ew, like
Yeah.
she's never been attractive, and I'm like, no, she is, and she's like, yeah, but she's a moron, and I'm like, really doesn't.
You don't know how attraction works.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like-
you could be dumb as shit.
Yeah.
The fact that she's got more money than I'll ever even dream of kind of makes up for stupidity.
I love
very
that
quickly.
a woman. I love that your wife's take was she's a moron, therefore she's
40.
unattractive. When like, how many women date uber rich men that are
dumb as rocks.
and not
yeah.
and not in air quotes not attractive?
Yeah, I think I like Paris. I was enjoying her. I was looking at it, and then it occurred to me as I was trying to like dig my way out of the hole of bringing up a girl on a fast food commercial that I was over there. You know, it moved. I was like, oops.
Yeah.
There she is in her 40s. Look how fucking smoky.
Yeah,
That's
she's
recent?
pretty, yeah, these are
She still looks
recent.
good.
She looks good. 42.
Yeah, no, she's
Pretty hot.
That's a middle-aged woman.
Well, you asked. Do you find the question you asked was sexy?
Yes, sexy. And so that's what is that to you? Is she unattractive? Is she beautiful? Is she sexy? Where are those three in those three buckets? Where do you drop Taylor or not Taylor?
Paris.
Yes, Taylor Hilton, the perfect woman.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say she's not any of those things, but she also doesn't. She's not for me.
That's fine. So she doesn't do it for you.
But like I see. I'm not going to say she's not attractive. I'm not going to say she's not sexy. And I'm not going to say she's what was it? Whatever.
unattractive.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
unattractive. What about you, Ray?
I think she's pretty sexy. I
Okay.
do. I kind of like the sultry look. I think she's got that down.
Okay, now I'm going to ask another question.
All right.
Troy, have you seen the leaked sex tape of Paris Hilton?
From like
Way back.
15,
Way
20
back.
years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay, and have you?
Yes.
But
Not hot. I didn't get it. I didn't like it as much as I did like
yeah.
Pamela and Tommy.
Well, Pamela wanted to suck that dick.
Yeah.
Paris was like,
Nah, I don't want to do this.
I guess I'll suck that dick.
Right.
But that's pretty normal to me. So maybe I find that attractive. I don't know. But no. So I think, well, it blew my theory, Troy, that you've seen it because I was thinking that some of us, this was like predating the internet. This was very early internet when
Yeah.
that sex tape came out. So that was at a time where like I literally had a Hotmail account that I would get those things when people would email them to me, and I would forward it to that account.
Yeah.
And it was my storage.
Yeah.
Where I would just keep the random videos I could get my hands on. Mm-hmm. So there's this like stable of a dozen women from that time.
you
that I was
have
able to-
well, you obviously have a type.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to type.
And that's probably what upsets your wife because
They're similar. in
it's
some
too
way.
similar.
Very similar. You can't do that. You got to have you got to. It has to be different.
It's too much like competition, I think.
Maybe so, but
You have a type.
unless my wife has $1 billion that I
Yeah.
don't know about, they're very different.
And I do take that in consideration.
The billion?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I find it attractive. No, I'm fully aware. You don't have
Oh, that's
Ray's over here just showing us
Yeah.
pictures of Paris Hilton. I recognize it's dated, but then I made the mistake of mentioning that to my wife. I said, you know what? I think I probably understand why I like her so much. It's because it's one of the first like internet sex tapes that I ever saw, if not the first.
Then she judged you on that.
And I was like, so I probably just hold a little spot for her because it was like the first time I'd seen anything like that. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, yeah, I really dig it. And she looked at me like, you're a scumbag.
Right.
Why?
I assume she didn't know this about me. How's
she
this
not,
possible?
Did she know that she had a sex tape?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that could set her off too.
And maybe there's so many things that as I was just
Well, her sex tape too was like, it wasn't one of those like stolen off the internet. I mean, they faked it, but like
No,
she did that on purpose.
Well, she did the tape
No.
on purpose, but somebody came in and took her phone or took something, took the camcorder,
No, it
the
was-
maid or something.
It was the piece of shit who did the Girls Gone Wild, and he's the one who
Oh,
pushed
yes.
it out there. No,
Yeah.
no. Hers was not something she wanted out there. It was dirty and it was messed up.
Who was
made
it
her
with?
famous.
Was it with a Travis?
It's the guy who does the Girls Gone Wild. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
It made
his
her
name.
famous. She literally was no one.
But it made her famous, and she started the trend of, well, I need to get famous. That's Kardashians ridden.
Yeah, she was the
Pamela's
first influencer,
ridden.
if you will. What
Because
was her
of
buddy?
that.
What was her
Hold
buddy?
on,
That Nicole? Who was
Nicole
it?
Richie.
Nicole Richie.
Was
yeah.
Paris before
All of them.
Pam and Tommy?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Because at that point, I didn't have to email it to myself to save it. I could access Pam and Tommy. It was in a different era. But I think that's why I always kind of find her just sexy.
Yeah, and she's looking old and rough.
She never was cute.
Ew, that's Nicole Richie?
Yeah.
All right, dude. She looks like she should be in like a Hobbit movie or like the
Yeah, she's-
evil witch in like a Narnia movie or
She's
something.
definitely from Middle Earth.
Yeah, rode hard and put up wet there. Let me tell you.
What are we doing? Why are we talking about these? We're
I don't
like
know.
over here.
I don't know. Here
we
we
are
go.
sounding like a bunch of assholes right
We
now.
are a
But-
bunch of assholes. What are you gonna do? I get it. Like,
This is not going to be enjoyable for our female listeners.
I'll,
reach out to us at insidethepalatehouse@gmail.com. I would love to hear if you think Paris Hilton's hot or why
So
you shouldn't.
no, but I guess the point is why you brought it up was one, your wife was disgusted that you thought she was attractive, which is kind of interesting.
Well, it's because and then I spilled the beans about the sex tape. Was
Yeah,
that
why were you so
Yeah,
forthcoming with
yeah.
that information?
There's no filter between my brain and my mouth. Like
That's
if I'm,
not true.
No, when I'm working through something, like I was just working through it in a conversation with her.
Yeah,
and it
but you
just
wouldn't
happened.
bring up like you wouldn't have said like.
Oh, it wasn't the intention when I brought it up.
I know, but you're
it
saying
never
there's
is
no,
the intention.
I know, but you're saying there's no filter, but you wouldn't be like, well, she looked like the girl that I lost my virginity to. Like you would know better than to bring that up, or the girl I.
Well, she doesn't
that's-
look like the girl
That's
I
not a good example. You wouldn't say, well, that's she looks just like the girl I truly loved before I met you. Like
Oh.
you wouldn't say that, right? Like so, you do have a
No,
filter.
boy, that
That would
Troy.
That would go. That would.
That's a lot. All right, speaking of not filtered, this is a horrible. So this just reminded me of when I did lose my virginity because you brought it up.
Yes.
Have I ever told you the story of
I don't know, but I think it's a good time.
this? Is
We
I
needed
feel- I
we
feel
needed
like,
another
uh,
topic.
this is horrible.
Okay.
This
Oh,
You want to bring this up? Your wife may listen to this.
like traumatic, horrible.
borderline.
I don't know.
Not like traumatic, like it'll never leave my brain, and not for all the right reasons.
Oh,
It's interesting.
maybe we should wait.
I don't know.
So you're not supposed to tell your
Now I
wife.
feel like I kind of want to tell it.
You're not supposed to tell your wife what you do on the internet. When it comes to what you're watching,
No.
just like you're not supposed to tell her like how many people you've been with and there's certain things you don't need to share. That's what I'm surprised
I've
about.
had that conversation with her.
Why?
I think because I wanted to know, so I had to volunteer
That's
some information.
the
Like, that's-
curiosity. It's
it'll
the
kill
ego. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'll kill you.
How'd that go?
It got better later.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I'm not back. But let's talk about
Losing your.
number one.
Oh, number
Let's
one.
go back to one
Okay.
All right.
because I've had sex with 2 women.
Yeah. Now you're hoping she starts listening at this point.
Yeah, baby, you could listen to 20 minutes. No. She shouldn't. So the very first time, I was one of those where like, I think all teenage
You were confused?
kids go through this. No, where it's like
Zesty.
you realize you're ready, like you realize you're ready, but like you can't figure. Like you're just clumsy and awful, and you're just not good at these kind of things, and you can't get off the schneid. And I had this buddy. Now he is very high up in the military now, and I should have seen that coming because his attitude. I remember he had made a comment that he was like, "You're wallowing in your virginity, man. You're never gonna get out of it. You're just gonna be a little boy forever." And I was like,
Oh,
"No,
man.
I'll be okay." He was older than me, driving us around, and so
Were you
like,
30? 28? How old were you?
I don't know if I want to get into that because if my kids
Okay.
ever do listen, they'll be like, "Oh, so Dad, right here, you know, 72 girls." Yeah. But I remember we were sitting out in a McDonald's. I'm going to go back a little bit. We were sitting in a McDonald's, and these 2 girls came in, and they were like, one of them was just gorgeous, and the other one was just, hey, she's attractive. But I remember like wanting to talk to him, but then not having the guts to talk to them, just being a little bitch. And like they left, and that's when he's like busting my balls, and I was like, oh yeah, grab your burger to go, we're leaving, we're gonna go chase him down. And so like we jumped in my car and like we chased him down.
This guy sounds like a real treat to hang out with.
Not the guy that I should have been around.
Yeah.
Because I'm like full of hormones and insecurity.
Right.
And he's like I will teach
Let's
you.
go, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, be a man.
And
So I
then-
chased him down.
And then he chloroformed the one girl, and we never saw her again.
No. So like I'm waving to her as we're going down the road.
Waving.
Yeah, like get their attention.
Oh, okay.
You know? And so like I get their attention, we come to a light and they're like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Just wondering what you ladies are doing tonight." Like I was like, "All right, I'm gonna try spin game." And they were like, "We got nothing going on."
Is
What are
this
you
dazed
doing?
and confused?
Basically. So we go back to this lake that I used to go to. There's this lake that I used to work at, and it's a 7-acre lake. 100.
Arizona, Chicago, Nova Lake.
Yeah, so
I've been there.
There's 100 acres of land, and they had 2 7-acre lakes
All right.
on it. And this was kind of their thing. They let people in for the public. This is where I worked for years, like through my
Oh,
high
you've
school
talked about
years.
that lake.
That place was great. But so we take them back there, and the super hot girl is like just not feeling
She's
me.
not feeling you.
No. But the other girl is like, anybody want to go skinny dipping? And I'd
Yes.
never been skinny dipping. So I was like, apparently, as the story's told to me, they said before her bra was undone, my pants were on the ground and I was diving off. So I don't remember that. I remember playing it super cool. But like, so we're swimming around and really nothing comes of it. But it was like wow. And I was like, okay, like that was cool. Like I saw girls' boobies and like I went swimming. Like I'm
Yeah.
awesome.
It was a win.
Yeah. So fast forward like a week, and this girl's reaching out, like, "Are you guys doing anything tonight?" She's like, "I want to hang out." And I'm like, I think this is it. Like, I think tonight's the night.
This is
you know?
happening.
And like, at that stage of your life, you are so scared. Like, it had been drilled in our heads that you are going to either get AIDS or
Or
she's going to have
get-
17 kids.
Absolutely.
And
From-
let's not forget the third option. Both of those things could happen at the same time.
Yeah, then you have 17 AIDS babies. Plus, you've got AIDS.
Yeah.
It's a whole fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
So, like, I must have 5 different flavors of condoms. Everything from Magnums to the super thick things to, like, scented. Like, I got all the condoms because
Yeah.
I have been stocking up on condoms forever. I still
You had the
probably-
ring on your wallet, right? The ring, the condom ring on the wallet.
Always.
Always.
Always the leather wallet that had the ring in it. Yeah, no, because it had been in there forever.
Yeah.
Never getting used. And so we get all the team together and like we go back out there and there's like we're at this big field in the back. I got my station wagon. I'm thinking,
Yeah, here we go.
I got condoms in every door pocket. Like I'm ready. And she's like, I would like to go back over here. And I'm like,
Oh, damn it.
hello, nurse. Like, okay,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
game on. So she's like, let's head out into the field. And so I'm grabbing condoms. Like, got them all ready
Yeah.
to
Well,
go.
you need a good baker's dozen.
Well,
Easily, because you can pop it off and reload.
I was debating on double doing it, you know,
Yeah.
like, and nowadays, like, you're looking for like the thinnest condom you get your hands on, you know. But I was like,
I wouldn't know.
I was freaked out, man. I was freaked out, and she's like doing all the things. She's like, let's do this, and I'm like, okay,
all right, here we go.
I've done this 1,000 times at home. Put them on for no reason. Got all fucking awkward. I put this thing on, and like we do the deed. I will leave all the dirty
details out? Yeah, that's
and
fine.
I'm like,
We understand.
yeah, you know, like I am so fired up. The amount of beers I started drinking at that point, because now I'm.
This was in a field.
Yes. It's in a field at the back of the place.
This
that
was
I
his
work.
first time, so it didn't take long for his
Obviously.
scratchy ass to get mosquito bit or anything.
It absolutely did not take long. It was like condom on and done. Nice
Right.
work. Good job, everybody. Woo! There we go.
You're like one of those cowboys doing the calf roping. Just 10 seconds in, you're tying it off and throwing your
Yeah,
hands
it's
up.
done.
Done.
And she's like, well, that was disappointing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm a man.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm already like, I'm in my neighborhood.
This
so
is
like,
just the start of me disappointing women for the rest
Yes,
of my life.
yes. So I start drinking beers. Like I'm fired up, you know, like at this
Just
point.
high-fiving the shit out of people.
Dude, my brother played me a tape recorder, like an old, like when you used to call and the answering machine had a tape.
Oh,
And I literally call him this night, and he plays this for me like 10 years later. He's like, you want to hear something funny?
Oh, no.
And he hits play on a tape, and it's me, and I'm like, hey, bro. Had the best night. And I'm like burping everywhere, and I'm like, I did it. Yeah, I'm a man. And I'm like, and I just keep belching, and I'm slurring. Like it was horribly embarrassing. And then he goes, can't wait for your wedding day. Probably rehearsal dinner, but I'm definitely playing
man.
it. I was like, oh my God, he still has this thing. Pretty funny. He immediately took that tape out of and just kept it. But so I'm still riding pretty high. The next day I'm working, and I'm sitting up at the booth where I'm taking money and checking people in. A hot ass fucking day, and I just keep thinking about the night before, sweating out the beer, but I can't get like the smile off my face because I was like, I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
I'm a man. And then I'm like, you know,
Well, and then you're thinking,
but then
now I'm just going to have sex all the time,
All the
every
time.
day. Yeah.
that's not how
It's-
that works.
It's a constant 3/4 chub,
Yeah.
riding it all the time.
So I start thinking though, and I'm like, you know, you're over here, you're awfully cavalier. Like, what if that condom broke? What if this? What if that? Like, what if you've really screwed yourself over here? You may have made a bad decision. So now, like, the angel and the devil are like having this conversation. I'm sitting up there at the booth collecting money, it's sweltering hot, and then I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't have done this. Like, this was bad. So now I'm regretting everything, and I'm like, I got to find out if that condom broke. Like now, in my mind, the condom broke. Like I'm like,
You've worked yourself into this.
yeah, I've completely worked myself up. So I'm like, I get on my lunch break.
No.
I jump
No.
on one of the four-wheelers.
No, you don't.
And I head to the back field, and I'm driving along, looking for the spot. And then sure enough, there it is. There's the condom. So I'm like, please. And I go and I grab the thing and I hold it up. And it's got the load of a person who's been holding it for 1,000,000 years. Just baking in the sun. And what's not occurring to me is that condom's probably baking in the sun is probably not the best thing for
Yeah.
an old condom, you know. But I'm like looking at it and I'm like, no, okay. I think I'm good. And then like I squeeze it, put a little air in it. And then I'm looking and I'm like, is that like a little air bubble? Like a little...
Yeah.
Just a little air bubble, like just little pop, and I'm like, oh shit, is that an air bubble? So then I squeeze it a little more and it like fills up, and that old condom had been baking in the sun and I filled up the air, and it's got that huge load in it, and the thing fills up and goes pop.
Oh,
And it
I've not heard this story. That is hilarious.
And it fires my first load directly onto my face. And I remember it dripping down, and it's like hanging off my nose, and it's like touching my lip, and I'm like, oh! So so the first load that I ever shot,
It is on your face.
I baked.
that wasn't your
no,
first.
but my first load that I ever my first time I ever had sex.
Yeah.
I then saved the load. I baked it for 15 hours in the sun, and then I fired it onto my face.
You're probably the only person that could ever say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm a special
Yeah,
kind of treat.
you are. That is that's a great story. Not one that I'm probably would have ever told on a podcast.
Maybe he doesn't have a filter.
Maybe he doesn't have
Yeah.
a
That was kind of so when you brought up the first time, and I was like, and I just said I had a filter, and then it went into my brain like that.
and I have to say it.
That little turd showed up in my brain. Like, remember the time you put a load on your face, boy? And I was like, oh yeah, I'll show him I don't have a filter. So basically, to prove, I'm like shaking a little bit.
What were those? Let me.
Seriously.
What were those?
Yes, that's real. Like,
what were
that's-
those
oh,
little
my
swimmers thinking? They're like, finally, we're going, yay! And then they hit the con. We're like, oh, this sucks. Then they're
like, it's so hot.
Then they're just sitting
sweltering.
in the sun all day. And then you come along.
Like, I got
like-
that guy.
I know that guy. We're out, yay! Oh, hey, buddy.
He's got my eyes.
Good to see you again. I thought you forgot about us.
Nope, can't ever forget about you. Can't forget about you. Unfortunately,
Then
yeah.
your skin was glowing the rest of the day.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the peptides journey. Right there.
The original peptide.
The original peptide.
But I would highly recommend bake your load
Oh, God.
and then
All day
put it in
long.
your face. I haven't had
You
acne
did
since.
answer your phone. You did answer the phone. You did answer your own question. It was not leaking.
It wasn't leaking.
Nope. Nope.
Safe and sound.
Safe and sound. But also not as structurally sound as it once was after baking in the sun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was an unfortunate situation for me.
So if you ever decide to, 15 to 18 hours later, pick up your used condom that's been cooking in the sun all day, handle it with care. I think we've all learned something tonight.
I can tell you for a fact, I've never gone back and checked a condom for structural integrity since. Now I just assume it's either done or not.
yeah.
Like it's over. Remove, throw away, move on.
Or we'll deal with the consequences later if need be.
Yeah, you don't need to deal with the consequences twice. Just let it be. So Ray, you asked, is it traumatic? And I was like,
I would say it's traumatic.
in some respects, it is because it still haunts me, and I don't.
Yeah, but
don't
it
play
didn't
with
haunt you
God.
enough not to share.
Sometimes sharing is the best
It's the
way
best
to
way,
get
that's
rid
right.
of the concern.
You got to speak your trauma.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. It's cathartic.
That's right.
Yes. So that's
I'm not really sure where to
I
go
can't
from
believe
here.
as long as we've been friends, as many talks as we've had, I've never heard this one.
You've
There's
never heard
there's
like the remnants of any like part of that story.
I know, and we've-
Even like you guys have been toasty several times.
We've talked a lot about this job at the lake because I don't know. We used to have one called Overhill Lake.
oh yeah,
It was he worked. So the
man.
place he worked at was like,
Like
Overhill
Overhill
Lake.
Lake.
Yeah. So we've talked about working at
that
the
was
lake.
an STD in the water. I mean, that was bad.
that's
Yeah,
why I
but
wore condoms.
Was that guy the guy in your story? Was that guy? Didn't you have a boss? Was he your boss there? Didn't you have like a jerk boss there or something that was like an alpha guy who was
I-
like the cool guy everybody wanted to hang out with and like hook
there
up
were
with?
there were a couple of those. The
okay.
firefighter guys, but the guy that comes to mind immediately is Bob Skay. That dude. That dude looked like Tom Cruise, and the women loved him. But there
Yeah.
were a bunch of firefighters who worked there because it's a great job. You
Yeah,
could be the
part-time job.
Yeah. So we always had firefighters. There's always alphas there. But they were always
And kids.
yeah. They were always
Summertime kids.
They were always hazing
Yeah.
the shit out of me, though. Those alphas thought it was so funny to just get me drunk. And that's probably why I started thinking drinking was cool, because they were always like, every night, come back here, have a beer.
Let's have a beer.
Okay, cool. And then,
Yeah, I
Tied
don't
up
know.
with it.
Like, I've never been one to want to hang out with underage kids and get them drunk. Like, even when I was in fraternity and around underage kids drinking, I still tried to, like, separate myself from them. I was like, I'm not going to be the one to buy you beer. If you want to drink beer in the house, y'all can do that, but I'm not walking next door buying you beer and bringing it over here and handing it to you.
but we always had beer. So the trick was, it's like I always had beer at that age. Cause
Yeah.
we would take empty keg shell and we would drive out to a certain part of the woods and we would toss the empty keg shell back there. And then at the end of the day, when you're picking up from because we would sell kegs to groups of people and do company picnics and all that stuff. At the end of the day, you would go and you would find whichever keg was the most full, and you would drive out to that spot in the woods and you would drop
Drop
the
the
keg.
keg, yeah.
You would grab the empty shell, throw it in, come back, deposit the keg. Everything would check out at the end of the day, and then everyone would close down.
You'd have a quarter of a keg left.
Then at the end of the night, grab a tap. Everyone would head out back.
Yeah.
So the older kids were drinking, the firefighters were drinking, and it's like I may have been the one who found the fat keg and was the one who dumped it in the woods. So they didn't think twice about it. They'd be like, "Oh, Brendan hooked up a keg tonight."
Yeah.
So it was kind of just a communal free for all. But I agree. I never feel comfortable with anyone underage drinking. It always bugged me, and it still bugs me. But at that time, it just wasn't.
Well, they weren't in their 40s.
No, but you had guys in their 30s who were firefighters and stuff.
They had a lot
Yeah,
to lose.
if you're in your 30s and you're hanging out with kids that are still underage to
Yeah.
drink, come on, that's a little much.
Yeah, most of the kids were probably 21.
18 to 21, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I'd be like the 16-year-old that they would just haze.
Yeah.
Brendan, get us a corn dog. Get us this. Go do that. Here's a beer. Go do this. Go do that. Here's a beer. It was just kind of you're earning your keep. I'm not making excuses because I agree. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would want to do that, but that was
Times were different, though.
that was how my summers were spent. And they knew I was in the neighborhood. I
Yeah.
would walk home. So maybe they just thought, not a big
They
deal.
weren't worried about you.
And for whatever reason, when they would bring girls back there, I think they kind of used me like a puppy.
Yeah.
They'd be like, watch, this kid's funny. Watch him go.
Yeah.
We'll wind him up. And they'd be like, oh, you're so cute. And then they go make out with the studs.
Yeah.
And I'd be over there with jizz on my face. Mine.
Every night?
Mine,
Oh,
not
man.
weird.
Every
not
night?
weird. No, just the one.
Yeah,
okay.
right, just one
I
time.
just never washed my face. Someone
Yeah.
who shook Bruce Springsteen's hand.
Yeah.
I'll never wash my hand
yeah.
again. That is unfortunate. Well, I got us all the way to deli time,
Nice.
though,
You
so
did.
that was good. I didn't have to burn a single topic.
We just
If you're doing a double,
we just rated
Might as well.
we just rated beautiful women and picked them apart and then told a weird sex story.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Just summing it up there.
Just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
What
Is it hot in here?
It's gotten a little warm for
in
some
here.
reason.
Okay, I'm like, I feel hot.
It is funny how women are when you bring up something like that, they get if you say someone's attractive and they don't, it's like, what's wrong with you? Hey, maybe I find some other types
Yeah.
of people, or even maybe I find people that kind of look like my wife attractive. Why is that such an outlandish?
That is funny that I definitely have a type.
Yeah.
I'll be like, that Zoe Deschanel is attractive. She's like, what do you see her? And I'm like, you? Kind of like that.
Which deli do you want to do first? The regular one or the other one?
Well, pick a number. I know what they stand for. 1 and 2.
2.
That is the Rheingold
The Rheingold Cincinnati beer.
Cincinnati beer.
All right, here we go.
This one can't be good.
Oh, it can't be good just because you got it in Cincinnati.
Where's the second one?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, there's a baseball on it.
Yeah, this is the one that they make for, I guess, maybe the Reds.
For the Reds.
I don't know. Ryan
Yeah,
Geist.
because it's Hustle.
Yeah. Charlie Hustle,
Charlie
which I
Hustle.
respect the shit out of Charlie Hustle.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So we all agree.
We all
Pete
agree.
Rose is a
Yeah,
Hall of
Pete
Famer.
Rose. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest baseball
The guys,
players ever
there's
played
so
the
many
game.
other men, baseball players out there doing so much worse than he ever did.
You
Oh,
got
yeah.
pieces of shit like Ty Cobb in there. You don't want to talk about
No,
baseball.
there's pieces of shit in today's world.
But I'm saying there's so many bad apples that are in the Hall of Fame, and then it's like, not you, Pete Rose, not Charlie Hustle.
This is
What?
the Hustle by Ryan Geist, Cincy made. It's at India Pale Ale, so this is a true deli.
You know why I hope this wins? Because this Rheingeist brewery, Troy, you brought some back long ago,
Yeah.
and it did
It was
really
awful.
poorly.
Yeah.
Really poorly. And this beer, I'm noticing, like, I see people wearing Rheingeist shirts
Yeah.
around, like, as far as a brewery from way far away, the fact it has as much representation. I saw a guy in Home Depot yesterday in a Rheingeist shirt. Like, I was blown away. I was like, whoa, that guy's got a bad beer on his shirt.
It's got a cool baseball logo on the front, on the can. It says Hustle. Off at the crack of the bat, spikes dug in, exploding with speed. Hustle breaks the game wide open. This India Pale Ale takes a hard, hoppy cut at a soft, fluffy, hanging curve, driving notes of peach, tangerine, and citrus back, gone.
Back.
It's a 6.0%.
Which is a good number. Little high, but not high.
Not too high.
Well, that's an interesting beer. That's a lot better than their other one.
Oh,
It's a lot better than their
to
other one.
say the least.
So you've had it too.
Yeah, I just had a sip, yeah.
No, it's a lot better than their other one. I wish you would have brought this one in.
Yes, I chose poorly.
Because now I'm like, I've been walking around going, nice shirt, douchebag. That beer sucks.
Yeah.
This beer is actually excellent.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where it's going to land on the grand scheme. Where it's going to land. That reminded me of
Grand?
a story.
Oh, Lord. So one time,
There's this one time at
catching a 3.
band camp.
Yeah, this is pretty tasty.
Yeah.
And it's got the hops, and the hops stay with you,
But it's not.
but it's not the mouth funk. Like, my mouth is not coated.
Man, I think I like this beer.
I think I kind of dig it, too.
I'm actually coming around a lot on this beer.
Yeah.
Like I just had that third sip, and that one, it's got all the right juicy, all the right citrus. It's not hanging too long for a beer as hoppy as
What are
that.
all their beers, Ray?
They have a ton.
Because I can look at the one I've got. If I see it, I can probably...
So they have a seasonal section.
one of those...
Wait, look here. They are Crumble Cake, Hustle Glow.
No, go all the way to the top.
Man, there's a lot of beers
One
there.
of those, like... One of their standard beers.
Year round.
Year round, yeah.
That we panned.
It was that the Truth,
The
maybe?
Truth IPA.
Is it? They look like that, Brendan?
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yep, that's it. I can see it. I can see
Yeah.
it.
You can't see it. That's it.
Yeah.
Looks like it's got an alien on it, right?
They all,
Did we
have,
ever
they
decide
all
what
have that weird cone-headed
yeah.
skull on it.
Yeah, I think that was that one.
Yeah, that beer stuck in my butt.
That's a 7.2% IPA.
I'm not a huge IPA fan, but this is not bad.
I don't know if I told this. I know I told the story at some point, but my wife bought me an ugly Christmas sweater at like Foremost or something,
Okay.
and it had that logo all over it, and it had the Rheingeist
Oh, interesting.
tag in it. I've yet to wear it, but I was like,
Well, that's because the beer sucked. But
well, I
now-
didn't know what
now
it
it's
was.
looking
I
a
had
little
no
better.
idea what it was until I looked it up.
This beer's good.
I know. Like I'm
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you right now.
Did you only have 2 of these, or did you drink the other jar? You haven't drank these yet, have you?
So I had one more, and in a stupor, I had it, but not in the kind of mind where like I could have given it a
Get it a
deli because
deli.
I had 3 of them,
Yeah.
and I had one a few nights ago because
This-
it's just been sitting in like a box in my garage.
yeah.
And then I put them in the fridge because I was like moving some stuff around in my garage. And I was like, ugh, I guess I'll just have a bad beer because it's like the end of the night, and I'm not going to be able to taste anything anyway. And then I remember thinking to myself, I should really give this a fair shake because I'm enjoying this beer. And I guess my drunken belief was not incorrect.
This is
It's tasty. I really like this IPA.
I'll tell you what. I like the citrus. I like that it has like a weird...
It says it has peach in it.
Well, you can definitely taste the peach really far on the back
Yeah.
end. Once
Yeah.
it settles, there's a fruity, peachy kind of.
Now that you say it, the
like
back
summer,
end, it
yeah,
is
peach, yeah,
Very much.
It-
But
yeah.
not like... Not that, that fake peach that
yeah,
like
it's real.
sticks in your breath and like sucks. It's not that. I like that this doesn't give me any mouth funk of like a hard
IPA.
It's not sticking with me. It's not overpowering on the smell. All in all, is a pretty tasty beer, and I'm going to bump it up into the deli category and see where the rest of the chips fall. I'm going to give it a 4 because the hops is so powerful yet so understated. It's so clean, and it just goes away real nice. 6% is a great ABV for an IPA. That's a 4 for me. I like this, and I would give this to hopheads and be like, hey, here's a good one. And I think they would have to agree.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I started off the initial sip going to with a 3, and then I'm like, this is better than a 3. I don't know if I can go 4.
I don't. Yeah.
But if I were to just put this in a IPA,
IPA,
it might even be a 4.5. Like,
think it
this
is.
is a really good, for me, IPA. Like, it hits all the right notes.
That's why I wanted to jump out in the front because I wanted
Yeah.
to give it a fighting chance. So I came with the 4.
I'm definitely going 3.5, and a 4 is not aggressive. Like, to me, it's not like, what are you talking about 4? Like, I could go 4. It's that good.
Yeah, I not a huge fan of IPAs. Don't like the hoppiness. Don't like all the fruity, stuff to it. But so I was a little worried. So when I tasted it, I was like 3.5. Right, it's a decent beer. But as I'm enjoying it, third, fourth sip, having the peach on the back end,
It's getting better.
Doesn't get the funk that an IPA I think is.
That's what
Yeah.
I like about
This is a 4 for me, and I'm hard as fuck on a beer.
Yeah.
This is a 4.
it. Yeah,
Well, I'm glad I gave it a
I would.
3.5.
This would be an IPA I would buy and drink.
no. If I could get my hands on Rheingeist,
Yeah.
the hustle is the way to go.
The hustle
not
is the way to go.
truth.
I'm telling you, I was thinking about like
The truth is not the truth.
No,
Right.
the truth is, and in fact, I think that was our comment coming out.
Yeah.
The truth is not the truth. The hustle, though, is the hustle.
sitting at a hot fucking baseball stadium drinking this.
This
Oh,
would
yeah.
be great.
This would be awesome.
Yeah, this
yeah.
would be
I mean, so then it
fantastic.
goes up to like a 4.5, right? Like that is a great. This is a great stadium.
Like Troy was saying, situationally, this is a 4.5
Yeah.
of the day. But just in general,
I'm going to take this up to a 4.
no.
Yeah. I'm going to take it up.
You just had another sip, and I saw you have another
I
sip.
drank
Hey, you want
all
some more?
of- No, I'm good. I drank
Yeah.
as much as I drank. But, like,
That's a
I
great
wanted
beer.
to finish that. Like, I wanted to keep tasting that. So, that's a straight 4 across the board.
4 across the board.
I had to go up because I couldn't give it a 3.66. It's better than a 3.66.
Yeah.
So I didn't want my 3.5 to wreck the score. So
No, it was still going to be a deli. But
I know, but it's
And
better
here's the
than a
unfortunate
3.6.
for me. Unfortunately, if I saw this in a cooler at the baseball field, I would pass it up.
Yeah.
And you should not pass it up.
No, it's got that baseball. It's got the
it's like
stitching on
cheese,
there. I dig it.
But Rheingeist, like, I would pass up because I had the truth.
Oh,
well, that's why.
yeah, that's
no,
a good.
literally, I've had that, and that poor beer has sat in a box that's been in my garage, getting hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold for 6 months.
We didn't, not only, if I remember
I
correctly.
hated the Rheingeist.
Yeah. It's not that it didn't score well. It was like,
It was awful.
yeah, it was like, get this out of my mouth.
Yeah, it was one of the lower scoring beers we've done. So this is
Brendan
shocking.
hadn't said that since he lost his virginity.
Get this out of my.
Whoa. Whoa.
That was
Come
good.
on.
That was good.
That's a don't. If there ever was one.
Just because it was on your expense.
There we
it
go.
is.
Nope. You'll fix that in post. I know you will.
Oh no!
Okay, there we go.
Someone peed in my pants.
That's probably
Someone
the closest
kinda-
one. That's the closest one.
Got in my face.
Whoa.
Huh?
We're not going to start.
Oh, that someone was me.
We're not going to start. All right, look. Between us, right? Let's keep this.
Let's just keep this between friends.
We're not going to discuss this, right?
We're just a few friends.
but we're
hanging out
not
at
going
the
to.
bar.
We're not going to discuss this,
No.
right?
No one would ever. There would be no reason to bring this up ever again.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're keeping this under wraps between the three of us.
And the other tens of listeners.
I will
Baker's
edit. I will
dozens.
edit that 20 minutes of the show out. I don't think we need to.
We're
discuss
not going to talk about it ever again.
Here's what I don't want.
Except on my next podcast with Squeezing Limits.
Here's what I don't want.
Let's talk about Brendan.
I don't want to hear about this again.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, when you bring it up like that,
I just don't.
then that really lets me know
That I'm serious.
that you're seriously.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. I feel like we're not
as
connected.
friends-
And usually we connect. We've been doing this for a long time.
As friends, I listen to you and I abide by your wishes. So therefore, it shall never, ever be brought up again. Oh, now you know how to work the board.
I do want to give a shout out. This is an awkward time to give a shout out to somebody, but
Oh, my God.
I do want to give a shout out to Rock Dingo Woodcraft.
Oh.
So you see the slab behind me. You guys know I've been working on this wood slab.
Do we see the 7-foot
Jiminy
by
Christmas.
2-foot slice of live wood behind you? No, I didn't see that.
You didn't notice?
No.
Oh, I've been working on it all weekend.
Yeah.
So right back here, I got this, and I was talking about how I found I'm in this underground wood world now. And when I was talking to the guys at Slab a Dabba-Doo, they told me head up to because I was like, look, there's like little undulations.
Oh yeah, this is the guy that was going to plane it down, right?
He planed it down, and I mean at a extremely reasonable price.
Nice.
It was like excellent. And
Well, I
he
mean,
did-
if you have the equipment, it shouldn't take but a few minutes to plane that sucker down.
I mean, the machine's doing
The
the
machine
work,
does
you
it,
know
yeah.
what I mean?
Now it's
gotta-
an expensive machine, and you got
Hell
to
yeah, it
know
is.
how to
And he's gotta
operate
know
it
how to
safely.
operate
Yeah.
it. His place is badass. Like he's got one of the screens like I have back here, but on his wall, and like he's able to like run the computer through it and
Yeah.
like see your wood in there and like where the undulations are, and then run that bad boy so it cuts it just right.
Just like our great grandfathers used to do.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Little planing machine. No, it was awesome to watch him work, and he I mean, not enough people get plugs for like the basics, but like he told me he was going to do it at this time. He did it in that time. He like gave me updates, like was on top of it, like was awesome. And this isn't his full-time job.
Isn't that weird?
That
when you get like customer service, it comes across as excellent customer service because customer
Absolutely.
service is so
Yeah.
rare now.
No,
You're
isn't
like,
that crazy?
you
It
did
is,
exactly
yeah.
what you said you were going to do.
Right. Like, how is that possible? What's
Yeah, bravo.
But he even said it may cost this much,
But he was upfront with it.
Yeah, but then when he was done, he was like, turns out
Cost double.
no, he was like,
Oh.
turns out that everything went exactly the way I had hoped.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it ended up costing less.
Nice.
So I ended up getting what I thought in my head. Then the price that I got was lower, plus the customer service. I was like, huh.
Then if I
this
know
isn't the-
I
I said, here's another
Here's
$100.
more than what. Here's more than what you even asked for.
No, I didn't. In fact, I kind of dicked him. You ever have those conversations where then like you leave and go, oh wait, I fucked up.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like in the moment, it just kind of like glosses over.
Yep.
Like I was like, hey, how do you want to get paid? And I was like, you take Venmo? And he's like, I do. He's like, I take Venmo, I take cash, I take this, I take that. And he was like, Venmo's probably my least favorite. And I was like, man, I hear you. I hate Venmo. As I'm fucking Venmoing him
Venmoing
the
it
money.
in. Yeah.
And so like this guy's probably now talking about me like, this guy seemed great, but then I
Yeah.
told him I don't like Venmo.
Yeah.
And then he Venmoed me the money. In my defense, all my money in Venmo is just stuck in Venmo. I don't
Yeah,
have it
that's your
hooked up.
play money.
Yeah, I don't have it hooked up to an account, so I don't actually transfer it. I have to like go through a whole process. But as he was saying it, I just agreed with him
Yeah.
that Venmo is the worst.
Right, it's-
And then I sent him the money. So my bad, dude. Because
You could send him a gift card or something.
well, I'm going to just send him more business. That's why
Yeah.
I was like, I actually said to him as I was leaving, I was like, I'm gonna give you a shout out on the podcast. And he was like, you do a podcast? So then I got him signed up. So he's a listener now.
Nice.
Maybe not. Who knows?
What's
But-
his name?
So,
But his
what-
name's Adam over at Rock Dingo Woodcraft.
Okay. And he's
And-
got a Facebook page or Instagram or
Yeah,
something?
look up Rock Dingo Woodcraft, and like this dude makes beautiful cutting boards and different kinds of art. But if you ever need like wood planed or like different things that you don't know how to do or just sanded, like
Yeah.
he's got the machine work to get it done, and you can see. I mean, his results speak for themselves.
is it in Richmond?
Yeah, it's right. It's right, not too far from here, actually.
Great.
Yeah, so it was
That's awesome.
fantastic. It's like drove it over, dropped it off. Like I said, he said it'll be done by this time.
How heavy is that bitch? Can you pick it up?
Yeah,
like,
but
move
it's
it
a little,
around?
It's a little awkward. He was gentleman enough to help me
Yeah,
carry
yeah.
it to my truck because it's awkward. Like
Yeah.
if you once
it's
you
just
get it up,
it's just big enough to be awkward.
that's what I mean. It's just
Yeah.
awkward. It's not that it's so heavy. It's just if you don't have it in the right spot, it's going to start tipping one way
Yeah.
or another. But yeah, I've been working on that wood all weekend. Like
When's
sanding it,
the
cutting
new
it.
desk going to be built?
If tomorrow, no, we're really peeling that. If tomorrow wasn't the 4th of July, I could put it in tomorrow. Like I've already
Why can't you do it first thing in the morning? All you got to do is drop that thing in there, right?
easy. Not with one person, I can't.
Oh yeah,
I definitely need another man.
I can come by.
Then I can do it.
Okay,
But I cannot. do it.
I'm off tomorrow morning.
I cannot do it on my own. I may go tubing in the morning. I haven't decided. That'll be a question I'll figure out shortly.
All right,
Yeah, I'm debating. But I did want to give a shout out.
checking it out, Ray.
Oh, he's got some really nice stuff.
Oh, that is cool.
Oh no,
looking.
no, he's phenomenal. Like this guy
Dude,
guy
that
does.
prices on that stuff.
Yeah, this is
Great.
super inexpensive. Like these coasters. I'm looking for a nice set of coasters. I wonder if we could put our Squeezing Lemons logo on them.
Well, it looks like
He's got the machine that does.
he's got a
literally all of it.
CNC machine. It
Yeah,
looks like.
so it looks
He
like
does,
he can do
he
it.
does.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful CNC machine. I got to hang out. Like it's his pallet house. His pallet house is dedicated to wood.
Yeah.
And he can do slabs.
Yours
this
is
big.
too, but different.
A little bit different.
Yeah.
Yes. No, he does great work. Like I've been blown away just dealing with him and checking it out. Like I said, he did what he said he was going to do, and he did good work, and that's rare.
Yeah.
So I was very pleased. So there you go, Adam. A little shout out for you.
Yeah,
bro.
check them out. Rock Dingo Woodcraft.
Pretty cool.
And let them know Inside the Pallet House sent you. It's not like we'll get any kickback, but
No.
Yeah, rockdingo.com.
And the dingo, because he's got this Australian Shepherd that like must have dingo in him.
Yeah.
Because like his mannerisms are dingo-esque.
Those are the best dogs, man.
They're cool.
They're so smart.
Yeah. And his is a mutt. It's like got a little German Shepherd, I think, and a little Australian Shepherd, but it was cool ass dog.
Nice.
Yeah, never bit me. It's the little things. Like I said, it's the little things.
I get it. Yeah.
You probably deserved it.
After the Venmo comment.
Yeah.
I hate Venmo. Yep, here you go.
Yep.
Sent.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't
It's
hear
almost
you.
as
I was
worse-
sending this Venmo your way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have been dealing with it, but I just hate when they have like when you're paying for something and it's like this stupid square pad and then they turn it around. And it's like you're getting takeout or
Yeah.
something and you got to
Yeah.
fucking tip.
Oh, yeah, for nothing.
That's
Nothing.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which I'm all in, but I hear
Brendan
you.
loves tipping, but I'm with you. That shit is.
It's getting
It's
old.
ridiculous.
It is getting old.
But
for
it's
no
less-
customer service.
Yeah.
I don't mind tipping if someone's nice or doing customer service, but
The
if
worst
you're-
is when they don't even like. Sometimes they'll be like, and this is going to give you an option to tip, but you don't have to, you know. And you're like, okay. But sometimes they just flip that bitch around and they're like
You're like,
staring at you,
yeah.
like, are you a knight? Are you gonna hook me up or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, you cool or not?
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
I started tipping with cash. I found a trick. A buddy of mine said, go to the bank, get.
I heard they like it with cash.
They do, but get a sleeve of or
$2
get a
bills?
$2 bills, and I tip all with $2 bills now.
People love to
But what if you get like, if you're gonna leave a $20 tip?
$10 $2
Oh, okay.
bills. I just spread them out
Would
on
you,
the
would
fan.
you
Like
buy like 100 of?
oh yeah, you get 100 at a time.
That's kind of sweet because we need
That's
more
about
of
like
those.
what,
in-
40?
No, I mean
That's not how that works at all.
I'm not a math guy.
I see that. No,
$2 bills cost more.
but it because I travel and I'm out. The
Yeah,
guys
people
that
think
at
that's cool.
ballet or the bar or wherever, they're like they remember that shit.
But then they're like,
Yeah.
shit, I can never spend this. I'm gonna have to keep this.
I'm gonna have to keep it. I put it in my drawer.
I do tend to hold on to $2 bills, but that's
I can't remember last time I got a $2 bill.
That's the thing. If we start putting more of them out into the circulation, maybe we'll all start to get the occasional deuce.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like more deuces.
Yeah, I do know. I do know they like the cash tips because they don't have to claim them.
They don't have to claim them. Yeah. It's easier to, people, who doesn't like spending cash?
Most everyone hates it now, Ray.
I don't know. I enjoy having some cash in my pocket.
I mean, to Brendan's
How much cash
point,
do you have in your pocket?
I don't even have a wallet on me because I've been doing woodwork. So
Yeah,
I'm in
what do you got in your
I'm
pocket?
my Dickies. But I guarantee, actually, in my wallet right now, there's $24.
$24.
Yeah.
I got one $20 bill.
You got to have cash.
Yeah.
I always have.
Oh, look at Ray does have. He's got $2
Yeah, I got
bills.
$2 bills. I mean, and I've got like $16, but I got a whole sleeve of $2 bills. Where I had 10 in there.
But whenever I have cash in my wallet, I never spend it. I'm like, I need this for like an emergency situation.
Yeah, I have cash. Like I'm like a chip.
But like your young kids, just like
Oh, my kids are always got their hand out. Doesn't matter if they're 12
but I'm
or
saying
23.
like they all do the electronic stuff. Like
Yes,
they just
absolutely.
pass money back and forth. Well, my wife a couple years ago went on a group trip with her girls out to Reno and Lake Tahoe, and they got on an app where like they could just like it was some way they could like split bills and stuff together. Like it was all just electronic.
It's convenient.
Even my parents will give they're like, we gave your kids some money. I was like, gave them? They're like, oh yeah, we sell, Venmo'd or Zelle
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
them cash now.
Your
So
parents.
my parents.
That's impressive.
Absolutely.
I know your parents.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not technologically. Well, I wouldn't assume they would be very.
But they want to take care of it, so they had to learn.
Yeah.
That's true. I still give my kids cash. They know they're getting cash from me.
My parents.
Oh, they do? So you give
My-
your kids cash?
My wife does everything with like they've got these little like credit / debit cards where my wife just puts money in that little account, and that's how she gives them money. It's always cash with me, and for like a year, they were scared to use it.
I was gonna say I like giving kids cash because it's tangible and they
They
hoard
hold
it more.
on to it, yeah.
Yeah,
My son that started helping out the neighbor build the addition on the house.
how's that going?
It's going well. He hasn't worked this week because the guy comes and goes. He lives out of town.
Little sidebar. Like I was driving through the old neighborhood today,
Yeah.
and my daughter was like, I wonder where the house that Troy's son is building is, and she kept looking around, like looking for it. So like, she's all invested,
Yeah.
because he's putting things on like social media where he's like roofing or
Yeah.
framing, and like, she's all excited now that he's doing this.
Did y'all find it?
No, but I still thought it was cool that she even
Yeah.
brought it up and was like actively.
It's directly across the street from me.
Then maybe
The front of the house.
damn. Well, I missed it.
Yeah.
But no, I was excited that she even brought it up. She was like, I wonder if I can see where he's building.
It's behind the house directly across the street from me. But yeah, so like he's gotten like hundreds of dollars doing this side work, and like he's also gotten into like shoes, so he wants to buy shoes, but he
right.
also like he doesn't want to give up his money because he's
Of course
worked
not.
for it too.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
he's like, hell yeah, so I do enjoy the like aspect of the cash because you want
Well,
to hoard that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Schuler's really good. My son is really good about hoarding cash. My daughter, on the other hand, is not, but she's more like she'll just take it to the bank and then she'll, freely put it, spend it.
Yeah.
However, she's like your son. She's got, getting gas. She's putting it on dad's credit card or,
Yeah.
and because it's like one of the things that we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But cash is a good gift. But you're right. They have all these apps and all these things now that they can just freely.
Yeah.
I was watching my son's. We have everybody has the same bank account, so
Yeah.
I was watching his Truist account, and it was like Venmo, and he's like, Dad, this is how we you stock up. And then you just transfer all the money goes back and forth to all the friends.
Yeah.
It's like they never lose anything because somebody's always paying for it, and it's just moving around to all
Well,
the
it is
friends.
kind of nice too
Yeah.
because when we were young, like we would go out and like you always had that one jackass friend that left
Never
his
had any
wallet or
fucking
didn't
money.
have
Never had
enough
his
funds.
money.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh,
I don't have any money.
now it's like, oh, I'll just
Just Venmo,
Zelle,
yeah,
Venmo,
Zelle, yeah.
whatever. But like, remember, you always had the friend that would like, you get this round and I'll get the next one, and then he'd say that to 8 other people and be like, Where was the round you were getting, dude?
Yeah, now at the end of the
Yeah.
night, you'd be like, all right, well, I guess you owe us all $50. Or I guess you're paying for the Uber.
Yeah.
You're screwed. I know you got the money.
Shit,
Yeah.
back
You got
then
an
we didn't
app?
have Ubers.
No.
You're fucking
But
riding a bike.
my dad's still old school. Like, he goes to the bank almost every day and takes out a wad of cash and
I love carrying a little cash with me.
Honestly, if I
a little
could
walking
just,
around money.
if I only lived by the cash that I would go take out, and like this is all I could spend that day, I'd spend less.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no doubt. Because then you'd be like, do we really need two
Oh.
apps or none?
Even
Right.
go to
Or
none.
none.
even my cheap ass is like, well, I'll just go on Amazon and, purchase something. And it's like, that didn't count for,
Oh, of course. Yeah. I was going to get it anyway.
Yeah.
I stopped buying cocktails out. That has changed. That is a game changer when
Oh,
you're going out
really?
to dinner. We've stopped drinking out.
So what do you do now?
Water.
But
It
you
is-
like to drink and like to have
I
cocktails.
do, but I was getting so disgusted or
Well,
so
when you're
like
paying
irritated.
$15 and $20
yeah,
and you're
you
not
want a
getting a
good,
good drink.
yeah. And so
But you've
you would-
also made a career out of making cocktails at home, so you're probably
Correct.
leaning into that.
I am. And so when you go place and you're like, it's $20 for a cocktail that's going to suck. I'm like, no, we're not going to spend $60, $80
Yeah.
on 4 drinks.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I'd rather go home, make one for myself and be done.
I know I've had to save money since I stopped drinking because the
Oh,
amount I
easily.
was drinking
Easily.
and then like every time I went out, I would have a ton of beer, and even cheap beer, is expensive when you're out.
Yeah.
Like that's why I can't complain about buying a $12 6-pack for your house when you're like 2 Coors Lights would be $12 at a lot of bars, and it's like I just got a microbrew for $12 a 6-pack, like I don't know. But yeah, the cocktail game, like,
oh yeah, the craft cocktail, and they can charge you $22 for a cocktail, and just say it's some
But a
fruit
lot
brew
of
and
it-
put a flower
but
on
a lot of them aren't good.
and a lot of them are good.
I'm going through the opposite right now. I'm literally going to more cocktail bars. But I'm also probably drinking less because I'm having like 2 cocktails.
Instead of 4 beers.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of
Yeah, but
maybe a
it's
wash.
$80 if you and your wife go out and have 2 cocktails each. It's $80.
Brendan wishes his his dinner tabs were $80.
Well, no, that's just for cocktails.
Yeah, but Brendan will spend $250 at brunch on a regular day.
I mean, okay, that's a slight exaggeration. $240, no,
Yeah.
not unheard of.
Brendan and his wife will spend more at a standard meal than I've ever spent on any meal, like including anniversaries at Ruth's Chris. Like that's just a day out for them.
I like
They like the finer things.
Well, when it comes to that, like I'll skimp on other things, but like, and I don't even know how much it is. This is I'm actually a little bit conflicted now because I don't know if it's me. My wife really likes to go out and eat and drink well. That's like her thing.
Yes.
I've been doing it for so long though that I was about to say no,
Conditioned.
that's her thing, but I honestly don't know if it is anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it long enough, it's like lifestyle creep. Like
Yeah.
it creeps up, and like I wonder now if like, if we separated for like a month, like I went somewhere or she went somewhere for work, like would I still do that now? Like is that me? I honestly don't even know.
I think you would.
That's what I'm wondering because there was a time
Yeah.
in my life where that absolutely was not me. I was
Yeah.
like drink a few beers at home, go get an iced tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, like maybe
Pocket
skip
a couple beers.
Yeah, like you've seen me in a Denny's pull airplane bottles out of
yeah.
my pocket,
Yeah.
and like just ordering Cokes at night, like and just pouring it in. Like that's
Yeah.
I actually respect that. That's good. That's cool.
a move I do, and then I
Yeah.
can sit at Denny's all night long,
Drinking.
chattering, drinking, like having a blast. And
I remember my 20s, like in the wintertime, literally just pocketing beers. Like, just if they're going to have a bottle of Coors Light, so I'd have a big jacket on and just walk into the bar with multiple Coors Lights in my pocket.
yeah, just crack beer.
Yeah.
because they're staying cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if I've changed.
I remember skipping school and going into the see Rattle and Hum, U2's Rattle and
Yeah.
Hum.
The
and we all
movie. When
the
it was-
movie.
yeah, they
Yeah, we
released
all
a
had
movie.
beers in our pocket just
Yep.
to watch the movie. That was cool. I remember that.
We went to the Peach Bowl in 98.
Could you get in with booze then?
So we went so far. No, you couldn't, and we were underage anyway. But we went so far as we bought plastic flasks. And then
bladders?
Just a hard plastic flask, but
Okay.
it literally has that flask shape.
Yep.
And we taped them to the back of our ankles, like under our calves, so like our khakis kind of just fell over them.
yeah. I was the king of all that.
Yeah, and we snuck into the Georgia Dome with it was like three or four of us took a road trip, and we snuck into the Georgia Dome with plastic flasks.
My
taped to
brother-in-law
our-
were there's something called a rum runner,
Yeah,
and it's like a bladder
I've
that has a
snuck
screw
on the
top.
cruise ships with that.
Yeah, the rum runners are great because they fit in your luggage. That's what they were
Yeah.
designed for. But then I started using those at like sporting events.
Yeah.
But now I got my wife this. It's a purse that has
Has a bladder in it.
a bladder in it, and you fill it with wine. And then the crazy thing is, it has a little flap on the outside, and a little tap pops out.
Yeah.
And you can fill your stuff. And so, like, if we're going to the pool or like going places, like I'll be like, just fill your purse, like
Yeah.
knowing that's going to save me money in the end. And she's like, yeah, it's a cute purse. She's
Yeah.
okay with it, but it holds 2 bottles of wine.
Holy
2
shit.
bottles of wine.
Yeah.
Holy
No,
cow!
like, it is a.
That's a lot.
Yeah, no, it's
you
a-
got to drink it fast though with the purse. It's not going to stay cold, but
Well, if you're drinking red wine, it doesn't
that's
matter,
right. Yeah.
So you chill the red, and then you pour it in, and it just progressively gets closer to normal.
yeah.
Yeah.
It works really, really well.
What's in
And-
your purse? Ice packs, but don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome. There's a whole company out there, and that's all they do is make these bladder purses, and they make all kinds of different purse variations.
If you want to
now.
sneak alcohol in somewhere, there's a million
There's
companies
a-
now
yeah.
that everything
a-
can hold. I see big old bangle bracelets girls wear that is basically a flask.
Remember the reefs they came out with? that
Yeah, I
the
had those.
flask
Flask
built
in
in,
it.
and it literally held one shot in each
Yeah,
shoe,
and they
and would crack. Yeah, no, that was
I had that one and the bottle opener ones.
the bottle opener's great, but if you step on someone's boat, you can puncture the upholstery because
yeah.
Or scratch the boat up.
it's not.
Or you could get dog shit on your beer when you're opening it.
Yes, all these things. Like they tried. Like I respect what they were doing, but the execution was poor. You can't
Yeah.
put the booze under your feet. That's not where. It's not the best spot.
Yeah,
because
you don't want.
It's literally the most difficult place to maintain structural integrity.
Well, and it's disgusting.
It should be in your hat.
Yeah.
It should be way up here,
Yeah.
not way down there.
And it's just gross.
It is,
Your
but sometimes
sweaty summer feet. Like,
oh, that was the worst. Like, yeah, you would take your shoe off just to fucking open a bottle or take a shot.
yeah.
I do like even Nike now. Nike's making their golf belts. They're like the stretchy, cheap golf belts
Yeah.
you can pick up at Dick's. And if you flip over the buckle, it
got
is
a
a bottle
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 opener.
opener.
And I'm like, all right, I respect that.
But I would say in today's world, there are less bottles that need to be popped. A lot of them are twist tops now, even the microbrews.
Yeah, you're better off with a corkscrew hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
Because when you need a corkscrew,
Yeah.
you need a
That-
corkscrew.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
There's a million ways to open a bottle of beer without a bottle opener.
Absolutely. And we're all well versed in them.
All of us are versed in it. Yeah.
I can open a bottle of beer with a rock if I need
Yep,
to.
yep.
Haven't tried it, but I bet I can.
Yeah.
Because I understand leverage.
Yeah,
This is what separates us from the chimps.
exactly.
Opening beers.
bottles.
But a wine bottle, you're right.
No, but that when
You're humped.
when you don't have
But
that.
then again, a lot of good wine, and I'm not a wine drinker, never have been, but I do remember seeing a lot of good wine now is screw top.
It is screw top.
it is getting there, but it's not always.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes when I'm like somewhere different and I don't have it, I have to make sure I remember that because I don't know how many times I've had to like push the cork in.
Ooh.
Ugh, that's heartbreaking.
Have you tried heating with a lighter? Because a lighter will actually pull the cork out a little bit, and you can pull it out. Did you know that? Like if you heat the top.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need a corkscrew at all times.
Just- yeah.
Somewhere. I keep one in my bag, like in my backpack. I always have a corkscrew in there. But then you get on a plane and
Yeah.
it's a
They're gonna fuck with
fucking
you.
weapon.
Yeah.
You're like, it's not a weapon. It's a corkscrew. I promise I'll be good.
They're gonna take it.
I just want to drink a bottle of wine when I get on the other side of this flight. You know, when I get to Italy and we have wine.
You know, I've carried a pocket knife for as long as I can imagine, and I'm going on this trip. So we're flying cross country, and I can't, and we're not checking bags. I can't.
You're not gonna check a bag.
No, we're we're carrying everything on, and that's it. I don't trust the airlines to check bags anymore, especially 4 different people. Like, it's just.
Well, once you get to California, you might be able to find a pocket knife. Probably not. You might have to wait till like Nevada.
I know, that's what I was worried about.
It's funny. I look around. There's a pocket knife on the bar.
Yeah.
There's a knife in my pocket. I guarantee you got a knife on you. Like,
100%.
carrying a knife is like, you got to have a knife.
Yeah, mine's in my car. I do not. I don't always carry it with me, but I carry it when I go into empty stores at Spirit.
Yeah.
I went
So,
into.
like-
By the way, I went into the Sears building today.
Knife sharpener.
It was fucking scary.
Oh, I
the
can
lights
imagine.
wouldn't come on today.
Yeah.
It was that Sears up here was very, very scary. So
Is it
that's
totally empty?
totally empty?
Yeah.
Lots of shit
Is
happening.
that what you're
there.
going to get this year?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what you had last year?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But anyway, I brought the.
Do
I brought
you just rent a portion of it, or do you have to rent
the
the whole thing?
whole building.
But they only
Even
use
though
a
you only
portion
use
of it.
only use a portion of it.
So when's your lease start?
That one, August 1,
So August 1 to October.
November 15th.
Till November 15th. Can I just use the bays? I want to work on my cars.
Sure.
That'd be awesome.
They have a Sears Automotive in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I would-
there's no lifts, no anything in there, nothing.
Yeah, but even without a lift, it'd be
The
a
lifts
good
aren't
place.
there anymore.
No, none of that shit's in there.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but you can still put it on jack stands and work on it.
it would
Get a
just be
creeper.
cool. You know what I mean? I could then if it's raining, could
You
I
go
get
in there?
into
Yeah.
the bay and work on my?
Oh yeah,
I'd like to just walk around the store.
You can.
That'd be cool.
yeah. We'll do a tour.
Do I have to
Yeah.
sign a release or anything?
Fuck no.
Things are looking up. This is
Hey.
going to be fun.
It'd be cool just to park your car and detail it in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Just use it as a garage for 3 months.
Like they got all that space.
All that
Yeah.
space.
Do activities. It's going to be awesome. I'm
One
going to
year-
put a mattress in that.
Oh
bitch.
my god! One year we had. I don't know if I've told this story or not, but one year we had all that space, all the fucking activities.
It's 2 stories too, right?
Yeah, it is 2 stories. We used to carry lighter fluid for some reason. We had lighter fluid in our stores early on, and they took the old roll of toilet paper and they doused them with
no.
lighter fluid, and they would do tag. They would
What?
throw flaming toilet paper rolls
How's
at
this
each
fun?
other. Yeah, the store
isn't
almost
even-
burned down.
Yeah, that's
But you
not
could-
safe.
This isn't even fun.
It
dangerous.
actually kind of sounds fun, but it was not fun.
No, I get that.
And then you have
sounds
to
fun,
squash that shit.
Oh, we have to squash it. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And then you go in and there's fucking half the the wall's been caught on fire.
Yeah.
Alarms are going off. I don't know what happened.
Luckily, instead of sprinkler off.
I don't know what happened. It's
Yeah.
just burst into flames.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Explain that one to insurance.
dude.
You weren't even using this part of the store. What the hell happened over here?
So if you're not
The
able,
flammable part.
yeah. if you're not able to use the bays to pull your car into details because somebody burned it down.
Well, I know they got. I was looking at them today. I was over there and I was like, oh, "There's so much space."
Is
in
that the
there.
gym you go to?
No, but I was over there. I pulled one of these today. My daughter wanted to go to Dick's, and I was like, "I need to go to Lowe's." They're right next to each other.
Yep.
So I drove her over to Dick's, and we got all the stuff she needed, and I was so amped up. And we drove home.
Oh,
I
you
got out
forgot
of the car,
about
and
it?
I was like, "Son of a bitch!"
I always do that every
Get back in the car and drive back to the exact. In fact, I refused to go to Lowe's because I'd already screwed it
So
up.
you already screwed-
so
so
I
you had
went
to
to
go
Home Depot.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I will not go back to the exact same parking lot I was
which is
in.
probably a quarter of a mile further.
Yeah, but at that point, it was I'm not going to Lowe's. I didn't want to go to Lowe's.
Yeah.
I never want to go to Lowe's.
I always forget, I'll go up to Lowe's or Home Depot to buy something. Well, weeks before I need to make a run, I'll be like, I need to remember next time I'm in there, I need to get XYZ.
Yeah.
And then something will come up and I'll need to run up and get ABC. And I'm all right, I need to get XYZ while I'm up there. Totally space out, get home. A day later, go, God, I meant to buy.
I needed that.
I needed XYZ.
And I still need it.
Yeah.
I still need a 9-volt battery.
And then to your point, we live a mile from it, and I'm like, I'm not going back up there.
Today I had to, though.
Yeah.
Because the things that I needed were for the woodworking project that had to be done today.
Yeah.
So I was like, this sucks. So my daughter's got her new volleyball, and she's all excited. And I've got new stuff that we'll talk about on the next episode.
You're installing that tonight, tomorrow?
Tomorrow or the day after. Yeah, I'm just letting it cure. Letting it cure. That's why we're all going to reek of Rubio Monaco.
It looks great.
I couldn't taste anything today. So I was out here just working. Like anytime you're working with solvents all day. But I was like, this is how much of a mess I am. I'm out here and I'm working on this stuff, and like I don't have the proper ventilation because it's really hot, and I'm trying to like hedge the bets between like dying and being comfortable. And I'm like working on it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not getting the fumes. Like I don't think this stuff is like a chemical solvent. I think it's more oil based.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't feel lightheaded. I don't feel anything. So I was like, fuck it. So I just stayed and kept working. Mm-hmm. And then I walked out and I was like, boy, everything smells like Rubio Monaco. Everywhere I went, it just stunk of it. I was like, well, so be it. I've been pulling the boogers of sawdust out, and all the sanding and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I do love woodworking, but it's hell on the body.
And it's messy.
Always messy. That's why I was in between the rain. I kept moving everything outside because the more I can do out there, the less I have to scrub the pallet house down.
Yeah.
You know, which is good. I saw you looking down here, and I agree with you, Troy.
You're picking up.
Yeah. We can probably go at 120 on account of we got to do another 120.
We do.
Got this. Hey, Shell, I did get your topic, and we'll talk about it the next episode. My bad. Someone sent something in from the listeners.
Oh,
nice.
I feel like we got to talk about it.
Let's do it.
But I don't want to talk about it yet. We'll talk about it next week.
It's called a teaser in the industry.
Ooh, a teaser. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. We appreciate the support time and time again. If you haven't had a chance to Cincinnati swap somebody, it's real easy. You just go grab their phone and you sign them up for Inside the Pallet House, or you sign them up for Squeezing Lemons. We call that the double Cincinnati swap.
That's right.
Yeah.
In honor of the Rheingeist hustle.
Hustle. Exactly.
Out of Cincy.
Oh, Troy, you're the best.
It's called a throwback in the industry, guys. We're learning you up tonight.
You are a pro.
That's right.
We're a pro.
Done this once or twice.
I see that now. If you have any topics for us, you can always reach out to us insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. We'd love to hear what it is you are talking about, what's on your mind. We can talk about it, and then you can hear where we stand on it. And if you want to head over to our Facebook page, well, that means you're on Facebook. I'll leave it there. And you can always find us on Instagram and Twitter at ITPH Podcast. If you have too much money at your discretion, you can always Venmo it to us.
At Inside the Pallet House.
That would be super helpful. If you need a pair of reasonably priced sunglasses, but you don't want to pay a reasonable price, you want to get an even better deal, drop Abacus in the coupon code over at Nectar Sunglasses, and you will get a 20% discount on already a good price. And if you need a mortgage, head over to Screen Door Mortgage. Jimmy will take care of you, assuming you're living in one of the states they service. I'll do this real quick because that's the little small print. And if you haven't had a chance to check out Squeezing Lemons, please do head over to iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah, Squeezing Lemons. And check us out on Instagram at squeezinglemons_cocktails.
There it is. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?